One of the questions I get so many times when people start to understand the planetary alignments, they really kind of go like, what the heck is retrograde? And I understand it's kind of more of an out there kind of thinking kind of energy than anything else. But I'm going to take a couple of minutes and try to explain this to you, because we always really have a planet or so in retrograde at some point. So the best way to put it is, if we were in a car called Earth and we are driving this car around an elliptical track, like a racetrack, and you think of all the other planets in their own lane doing their own thing. Now the racetrack is really, really big because we have a little bitty fast planet like Mercury that goes around the sun every 88 days. And then we have ones like Saturn that take 29 and a half years to get around the sun because they're so far out there. So this is a huge racetrack. And so what we're talking about is their elliptical orbits around the sun. Now, as we're driving our little Earth car, as we see it, it's going to look like, as we go around the corners, because we're not going to be all cornering at the same time. Everybody's at their own pace, right? And so as we take that corner, it's going to look like another planet is starting to slow down. That's the beginning of retrograde. That is pre-shadow energy. At some point, shortly thereafter, it's going to look like that planet is going to be standing still. It's really not. It's just from our perspective, from our Earth car. It looks like it's completely standing still. That is full retrograde. Eventually, that car is going to look like it is starting to move forward slowly. That's post-shadow energy. And when it looks like it's resuming its previous speed, that is out of full retrograde. It is a great way to understand, like, what does it look like for us. Every planet goes into retrograde except for Earth, because that's our perspective. We're never going to look like we're going backwards to ourselves, and our sun never go backwards. Now, this is a great way to understand, and because from our perspective it looks like the energy is moving backwards during retrograde, the energy that it normally sends us is going to feel a little backwards, and that's where we get kind of out of sorts. I hear it from so many people are like, oh my gosh, Mercury in retrograde is horrible. It really isn't if you understand where it is, what sign it's in, and how is it going to affect all of that. And that this is a great time to kind of like take a step back and really reflect, because it's the energy of it. And a lot of times when we do something in retrograde, it's going to feel backwards because the planet is backwards. So it's the best way to understand our planetary energies and our planetary understanding of how the planets affect us.